o'clock, the Mighty 1630, KCJJ.
First Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
You know what that means? Like clockwork. Kaila Rome's here from the United Way of Washington and Johnson counties. How are you?
Good. It's my favorite Wednesday of the month.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. We try to have an accommodating situation here, make it stress-free as best as possible.
Well, and thank you for moving me off of New Year's Day. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't count.
That was not going to be a day I was here at 8 a.m.
No, and we were barely here ourselves at 8 a.m.
What happened? That was your New Year's Eve.
It was fine. I didn't get wild. But, it's an extra day to sleep in. So it's like a bonus Sunday. You got to take advantage.
Principle of the thing, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So how did everything go over the holidays for the United Way?
Well, it was pretty amazing. I got to say, this year's Adopt a Family, every year that program grows and grows, and it is not something that we try to do, right? It's just the needs of the community continue to grow. And this year, we had another record-setting year with 207 families, and it was getting down to the wire. We still had 80 families left around the deadline time, and I got to say, our community absolutely stepped up. They got every single family, every single child, a total of 877 people adopted. And I just want to give everybody a huge shout out from the local businesses that adopted families to iCar that sponsored this year's program. We used those funds to purchase Christmas presents, and people who went out and shopped and wrapped and delivered all those on time. And it was just a great example of how this community pulls together to accomplish something amazing.
That's so cool. I mean, we see time and time again when a need comes up, whether it's a disaster or an event that needs community support. People come out, maybe not right away, but when it's crunch time, that's when the chips are down. People come out and really make a difference.
Yeah, it is something very special about this community, and truly our organization, as well as all of our partners, they rely on those individuals to show up and to chip in, when times are tough and all year round. So it's just something that I'm always blown away, and I have kind of the best job where I get to see what that support looks like every single day.
Well, and it's not just monetarily, but the volunteers that come out, too, that make stuff like this work.
Yes, absolutely. And just, the thoughtfulness that people have when they have an item or furniture or, clothes or extra diapers that their child doesn't fit in anymore. They think to call United Way, and we redistribute those. So it's keeping products and items out of landfills, but it's also connecting to people who need them. And it's sort of this amazing, great recycling of resources in our community.
Yeah, and we do, even though we do make great strides in combating homelessness and people who are, below the income scale and stuff, there's still plenty of people that struggle every day just to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we take those phone calls as well. It's not always, people calling us with checks to give, but it's people calling us at our office in Coralville with, hey, I need help with rent. How do I get those connections? And we, provide them all the information, all the resources. We connect them. We work with the Coralville Utility Assistance Program. So folks in Coralville can add a couple extra dollars on their water bill, and then that goes into a fund that United Way manages to help people with their water bill. We really work closely with community and Johnson County to make sure that people have their basic needs met. They have a safe place to rest their head. They have utilities that are on, especially during those cold months.
Yeah.
And really just provide a plethora of resources and referrals to folks in need.
Yeah, and the other thing that just blows me away and continues to blow me away is the way the people in this county are fed.
Yeah.
Through the table to table and all the other food pantries and distribution centers that make sure that people that, have families especially have food for their kids.
Yeah, I just saw some statistics yesterday that community, one of our partners, had Project Holiday. Gosh, it's in several decades now, and gave out 70,000 pounds of food in that 1 week. I mean, wow. It's wild. And I used to come from the North Liberty Community Pantry, and they had another record year. The needs for food are continuously rising, and it's one of those issues that a lot of people don't think we have in our community. Like, we're a pretty well-educated community. We're, have a lot of middle-class individuals, but it's more of that financial stability piece.
Sure.
It's not, we don't have access to food. It's that we don't have access to affordable food when our housing costs are high, or when our, car payment is due, or, when someone is paying off their student loan debts or medical debt. So it is, a unique challenge, and our food pantries throughout Johnson and Washington County just do an amazing job of equitably distributing food to people who need it.
Yeah, and thank goodness we're not in the same boat as like Los Angeles and Southern California are dealing with wildfires just basically eating up property. But we still have a housing crisis here. There's still lack of affordable housing, and rents continue to rise, and utility costs rise, and of course we all know that grocery prices are an issue too. So it's neat that the United Way is there to kind of be a clearinghouse for finding the right direction people need to go for those things.
Absolutely. And we might not have a lot of wildfires, but looking ahead in the month of March is a big emergency preparedness month, and part of United Way's mission is also doing that disaster response and recovery. We have floods, we have tornadoes.
We certainly do.
We have lots of natural disasters that we prepare for and help deal with and help respond to at United Way. And we always keep our fingers crossed that it's not going to happen, but when it does, that's we're the call that connects to the Red Cross and the local emergency management programs to help get those resources to people, and heaven forbid they lose their home, but really help rehouse people and figure out how to address those issues moving forward.
Well, we had a pretty significant ice storm last month that kind of put everything at a standstill for about a half a day or so.
Yeah.
And it was those things don't seem like a big deal, but there are stuff that are left over, trees that break basically.
Yeah.
I was pulling in, trying to get to my apartment door without falling, and the tree right outside my door didn't break in two, but a significant piece of it broke off and fell. It wouldn't have hit me, but it still would have scared the crap out of me. So watch it fall and break like that, and that was all over the place. So,
yeah. It's one of those things that from the municipality standpoint, if it's roads, if it's trees, power lines, though you call your city, your town. But if it's people, if it's someone trapped in their home because they're snowed in or their heat went out, we help provide resources to the people. We are that social service for our community.
And your corporate sponsors are really great as helping out. A lot of restaurants do their sponsored dine out nights, and we've got one tonight.
Yes, we do have one tonight at Hudson. So I was kind of making the joke earlier that 15% of all food sales goes to support United Way. So if you're doing dry January, you can order some fries and a meal, and 15% of those sales will go to support United Way. And just a great way to get out there in the community and sit down and meet with people, have some comfort food. I mean, nothing sounds better on a 3-degree day than like a hot bowl of fries and, sauces, and their mac and cheese is great too.
Yeah. This is definitely the time of year where you kind of feel like you want to hibernate and have something warm in your tummy. So.
Yes, exactly. You can hibernate after you go to Hudson.
Right, of course. Now, another event you guys just started a few years ago, the Hoops and Hops event.
Yes.
Is that coming up
It is. We're in the early planning stages, so we have been trying to move the event to each different hop-related brewery in town. So not sure where it's going to be yet this year, but stay on our website, and we'll have all that information. It'll be on February 26th. So final event of our campaign. Our campaign closes at the end of February, so keep an eye on our website at unitedwayjwc.org, and we will have ticket sales and all the information available very shortly.
And what is the website again?
unitedwayjwc.org.
Okay, so make sure to check that out, and you can find out about volunteer opportunities, all the different agencies that serve and that the United Way serves, and you can also do something cool and make a donation too. Maybe
Absolutely.
People are already starting working on their tax returns, and if you get a significant refund, maybe spread a little wealth around.
Yeah, our campaign, like I said, it still goes through February. We have a couple workplace campaigns that kick off at the beginning of the new year, which is, kind of a great way to set your resolution. I want my New Year's resolution to be more charitable, or to give back a little bit more, or, better budget my money. So at the end of the year, you don't say, oh no, I don't have anything left to give. So giving in January is also a great way to support your favorite, nonprofit, United Way.
Well, thanks for coming out, Kaila, and we appreciate your visit as always, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Mighty 1630 K